to see something cool? No? Well, I'm going to do it anyway.
Welcome in, everybody, to Purple and Gold Talk, episode 2. Ava Garza, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good, and I'm always really excited to talk LSU baseball, so I'm extra excited for this episode today.
Sorry, we're gonna see if you're excited because I'm gonna ask some questions. We're gonna see if you've been doing your homework. You did post a nice post to your story, had a picture of the box talking about how you missed it, so you're getting some points there. But I'm Jim Cross, and this is Deven Sheerin. My man, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm ready to talk some ball.
Yeah, well, before we do that, we got to plug our sponsors, and I normally do that before you come on, but there's a video going pretty viral, and, you're a pitcher, but you did hit once upon a time, so I want you to watch this. We're going to talk about what it has to do with our sponsor, but I just want to see, where you're at on throwing a bat at somebody.
And the first pitch from Estes. Swung on and fouled off on a pitch that hit him. He picks up the bat and throws it at Estes. He's been tossed. He is yelling at Joey Estes, and now he runs towards the mound. And now he...
So for all those who don't know, that was a box of our sponsor, Chinook seeds, being thrown out there for the world to see. I ask you first, Deven, is that good publicity or bad publicity?
Well, sometimes they say any publicity is good publicity, but, I think it only involves the seeds in a good way. So
I do too. I think if anybody didn't know what they were and saw that clip, they definitely do now. May give them a check out. We'll have to talk to the guy who threw the seeds and want to know, why he had to take it down the seeds, what happened to throwing the Gatorade. But, more importantly, we got to talk about throwing the bat. Deven, have you ever been mad enough on a baseball field to throw a bat at an individual?
Yeah, no, I don't know about another person. Like maybe when I used to hit Little League, maybe I threw it a couple times at the wall of the dugout, but another person's a different type of frustration.
Ava, what's the worst thing you've ever thrown at somebody?
Okay, this is really, really niche. I never threw anything, but my sister didn't know how to unlock the door from the inside, so I just locked the door and closed it on her. I felt like that was more devious than throwing something at someone because she's on her own. I'm like, now you have to figure out how to get it out, But big sisters are survival instincts. I'm instilling that in my little sisters. So,
say that, I call it bullying, whatever you want to call it, though. I see you.
Everyone needs a learning curve. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
I'm not mean anymore.
Well, Ava, we've talked about the Jesus One apparel, and I had the coolest order made today. DeSoto Central High School, which is the same place Austin Riley, Blaze, Jordan, Cameron James, all the local stars played for. But they are the same colors as LSU, so they got their shirts because they loved seeing LSU wear them. Deven, I've obviously seen the pictures, man. How nice was it having the team come together in unity and wear those shirts together?
Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's just it's a way to represent your faith and just show that Jesus is real and he is life, and I just love the cause, and thank you for bringing that to us.
Yeah, man, that was I brought it, but Mick Paul and the guys really wanted to get him for the team, so shout out to those guys. And then Ava, we talked about it, the check that went to the chapel in Baton Rouge from the 15% of the IOTB code. So shout out to everyone who bought and supported, and shout out to Mick Paul, man, for getting it together. But enough of that, Ava. We got to get into Deven's story.
We really do. And I have the pleasure of doing all the icebreakers today. So new beginnings. Yay. So Deven, where are you from?
Reading, Pennsylvania.
So if I had to come visit, what's one thing that I absolutely have to do?
Let me think. I don't know. Well, I mean, we have the AA affiliate in my hometown for the Phillies. So the Reading Phillies, there's that.
How many people call it reading just because it reads that way?
A lot. Actually, Siri, on Google Maps and Apple Maps, if it's Siri, says reading sometimes, depending on which voice you have set up and stuff.
If I didn't know about the baseball team, Deven, I would call it reading. I mean, I'm just being honest. It's only because of the team that I knew.
Yeah, we're the Monopoly, Reading Express on the Monopoly board. I get that a lot.
Look at that. You learned something new, Ava. We both did. I know you didn't know that. There's no way.
No, I did. I learned something new every time I come on here. Seriously.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it's from Reading Express is from Pennsylvania, but I'm pretty sure it is. But
we're gonna run with it now. It's true.
Devin said so it's true.
Yep, exactly.
So before we start any other questions, we're going to talk family a little bit. So who all is in your family?
My dad, my mom, and my older brother Bryce is in my family.
Is he an athlete too?
Wait,
Is your brother an athlete also?
No, my older brother actually, he has nonverbal autism. He is 27 now, so yeah, that's my bro. Me and him used to play catch way back in the day.
Nice. So what's that like being the younger sibling, but obviously with him having autism? Does it force you to become mature up a little bit and being able to handle, a sibling, dealing with those kind of things, or was he able to act normally with you as an older brother?
No, I'd say I definitely had to grow up a little sooner, mature a little bit with that stuff going on in the house, but it just allows you to take everything for granted. Me and him are in the same family, and I get the chance to play at LSU and do all these special things, and it just lets you know that not to take life for granted and to appreciate everything.
Absolutely.
So it says here that you also played basketball growing up. So can you still play basketball?
Yeah, but I don't think I'll be playing basketball ever again.
So prior to injury though, could you still hoop? Were you playing for fun, or were you still out there getting it?
No, I was still out there getting it. Not gonna lie, I was until I got hurt. I could still windmill. So.
Oh, I heard that. Ava, I've never been able to windmill. I was just jealous by that statement. But he's also 6'5", I'm 5'11", so God gifted him just a little better than me. He's obviously more athletic too, so it is what it is. But I've windmilled on like an 8-foot goal, so I know what it feels like.
Oh yeah, it's still cool. I used to play on 8-foot goals all the time as a kid.
You were probably dunking at like 10, weren't you?
No, I don't think I could dunk until I actually started playing real basketball my senior year.
Yeah, I was getting to the point where I thought I was finally going to be able to do it, and I kept getting hung at the top. It's funny how you could jump up there without the basketball, hang all over the rim, both hands, and then you go up there to get it with that basketball, and I couldn't get it over, and so just slightly not enough athleticism to ever get there. But
well, the thing is with dunking, it's not really about how high you can jump or it's just about if you can hold the ball in your hands and your first step. Your first step has to be aggressive.
Well, see, I didn't want to call myself out, but since you did that, I got small hands, so I don't grip the ball well. But now you don't put me out there. So now I'm lacking athleticism and hand size, all the things that I need to play sports at a high level. This is why I'm talking sports instead of playing sports.
He's pretty good at it, though. You're pretty good at it, so,
I was good at lifting weights, and then I got hurt with that, too. I'm starting to run out of things, Ava. This is all I got left.
So, Devin, you decided to go to Mount St. Mary's. What made that the school for you?
Coach Leone and the coaches there, we just had a connection right off the bat. And, it was close to home going into my freshman year. And it was just everything I wanted. Had a great experience there and, loved my time there, loved my teammates there. I still talk to most of them almost every single day. So, it was a great time.
Talk about a freshman season. I want y'all to listen to these stats because they sound a little crazy. At Mount St. Mary's, 109 strikeouts and 32 walks across 70 innings, named the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Rookie of the Year and received first-team All-MAAC recognition, leading the league in strikeouts. That's a mouthful of all of these different recognitions and awards. That is quite the season. But what did you learn or take away the most from that season?
I'd say the biggest thing I took away was just betting on myself, and after the season going into the portal, just always having confidence and just being you're going to be your best when you're the most confident. You can't go into a fight timid. It's not going to work out. And the thing I took away from it, at the end of the season, my catcher told me, he was look, you already made it. You won the Rookie of the Year already. Now just go out there and have fun. And honestly, that's all it is every time, is just going out there and trusting your preparation and just having fun with it.
Yeah, well, you absolutely killed it. Got ranked as the number 8 transfer in the portal. You obviously choose LSU. Jay Johnson, kills it again. But, man, you do have a lot of options. And while LSU does have a lot of obvious reasons, what about it specifically made LSU the number 1 choice over everything?
Yeah, well, for me, it was kind of easy. I visited Georgia, and then in the same week, I flew back home to Philly, and then I flew to Louisiana. And like as soon as I just put the uniform on, it was the pinstripe uniform. As soon as I put it on, like I just felt it, if that makes sense. Like I told my mom, I was like, yeah, like I like it here, and it's pretty much just an easy decision with Coach Johnson and the rest of the coaches, Coach Yeski, Coach Simpson, Coach Jordan. You know, they're all just kind. They're all just kind to me on my visit, and it kind of just worked out. You know.
Yeah, no, I was watching the when we had Skeens on here. We were his first interview after he got to LSU, and he said the same thing that you did, and he talked about just putting it on, and there was nobody even in the crowd, right? Just a regular scrimmage. Yep. But he said just wearing those colors, I can only imagine. Like it's definitely just something different. As a fan, I feel proud, but to go out there and wear them on the field, it hits different. But you know, you were originally supposed to come on, you got hurt. We obviously know you tore the ACL. Just how devastating was it? Because obviously the expectations were high, but then, you know, you have the season shortened that you don't even get to play before it starts.
Yeah, you know, it was really devastating in the moment, but, you know, I did a lot of like, you know, I'd say soul searching and, you know, just trying to find out a reason why. And I came to senses, you know, it might not have been a good thing or like what I wanted, but maybe it was what I needed. And, you know, maybe I just needed a year of that downtime to build, and I'm a lot stronger now than I was. I feel like I throw harder than I did before I got hurt. So, you know, now it's just getting into the fall and rolling on from there.
Yeah. Did your faith play a role in that? Because, you know, sometimes we realize that God may have a bigger plan and it may just not be as simple as we do. And, you know, obviously this season was still amazing for you, even not pitching. We're obviously going to get into it, but did your faith play a role in, you know, helping you get through the hard time?
Yeah, I'd say honestly, it like kind of helped me find faith more, you know, just looking for something and searching for answers. And, you know, the biggest thing I could find, like, you know, with faith is you're never going to really know the answer, and you just got to trust it. And I just, you know, trusted that was my path, and I was just going in on the path of ACL recovery.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you know, another guy who was going through recovery, Gavin Guidry, you know, I'm talking to him throughout the season. I know how hard it is, but you and him on the sideline making things happen. Obviously, you know, you see the picture in the introduction, you see multiple pictures. I'm watching videos throughout the season. I'm there at the games. I'm seeing how involved both of you guys are, along with other guys who are hurt. You know, is that a role that you ever expected to have and have so much fun doing? Because you can tell that you're genuinely having a blast being the best teammate you can be.
Yeah, you know, I think it's just easy to be a good teammate. It's not a challenge. It's not something where you have to have a certain skill set to do it. Like, it's just a matter of like love for your brothers. And, you know, I see all my teammates, every single one of them as a brother, and, you know, I would do anything for them. And I think it's just, you know, it makes it a lot more fun too when everybody's having a good time in the dugout and it's a party. It means that formula usually adds up to winning. So
the formula was supposed to be with you pitching, but nonetheless, a national championship happens, which is the reason why you come there. So do you still feel like no matter what, you know, you definitely made the right choice because you did come to the school that was the best team. And if they would have had you, they would have been just that much better. And you obviously know what's, you know, going to take place in the future, but did it solidify, you know, just watching those brothers, you know, win it all in Omaha?
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. Like, you know, from the first day I stepped on campus, like I was like, yeah, this is everything I thought it would be. Excuse me. You know, this is like, I mean, it was just a dream come true, honestly.
What was your takeaway winning the championship? You know, a lot of moments I got to be at, a lot of them blessed with. What was your favorite game that you got to watch this season for one reason or another?
I'd say when Bear walked off against Tennessee, like just like that whole ninth inning from Dalton Beck's RBI single, like that was I might have been like the happiest, like pure joy when Dalton hit that ball at the middle that I've had in a while. I was really stoked for him.
The prep work on that game was serious for me, Deven, because I had my son with me. He was tired, so we went back to the hotel during the rain delay, let him get a nap. Then I even did the worst parenting move ever, bought him an energy drink at like 9:00. But made it through that thing. And when it was all said and done, it was like, this is why we did this, right? Like, I told the guys afterward, it wouldn't have felt the same if y'all lost. So, you know, y'all, because they're walking out of the stadium, Ava, you know, 2 in the morning and they're all smiles and all happy and this, that, and the other, not tired at all. But if you're on the other end of that, that just feels completely. And the fact that we got to see it twice, y'all do it almost at the exact same time, 1:16 and 1:19 a.m. I think respectively. Like, I don't know, LSU late night rainouts. Like, I mean, because it happened the Mississippi State game too. We won by a lot, but like played well. Like something about the rain delays. That's why when they started talking about it in Hoover and then possibly in Omaha, I was like, well, just, I mean, we're ready. We got the advantage.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and I was with my friends, and I've never heard our entire friend group just go absolutely silent. And like we watched it, and then everyone was yelling, cheering, all the things. Like the effect, it's the LSU baseball effect. That's what we call it.
Well, and here's the thing: there was
Everything.
only half the crowd there, but the majority of the people had converted down into behind home plate. So when it happens, it sounds just as loud as it would have been if it was full, in my opinion. Plus, you have the people who are all in, people who've been drinking all day. Hey, I mean, and so it was awesome. And so to see it multiple times, and the fact that you got to be a part of that, and then obviously watch them, with the ACL being healed, were you able to run out and be a part of the dog pile without worry of injury, or did you have to, walk over there?
Well, actually, I wasn't in Omaha for the championship. I was in the Cape for the start of the Cape, but I was there on my phone, and I was partying up by myself watching the game. So.
See, I'm actually not mad about that, Ava, because he was already getting back to work, preparing for the next season. Some would say, how could you not be there? But he obviously has goals in mind. And based upon what you did in the Cape, D1 does a write-up perfect before you come on here, just talking about the success you've had. I obviously ran the video clips. You said you've gotten stronger. We know the chips on your shoulder. Just like, I mean, how much excitement is there after pitching this summer, knowing what you're fixing to bring to this LSU team that's got a lot of guys coming back, a lot of guys coming in, and it's going to be set to return back to Omaha?
Oh, yeah, I came to LSU with the expectation to win 2 national championships, and now one is already done. So hopefully, I can be a part of this next one and just do it. I'm ready to get back to Louisiana, roll ball, and have like a full fall season after getting to experience it all. I mean, like, we had more fans at our fall scrimmages than I had my freshman year for both.
So, who did you pitch for in the Cape?
I pitched for Falmouth, the Commodores. So Coach Saltalamacchia, Jared Saltalamacchia, he was my head coach. That was pretty cool, getting to play under him for the summer.
So I heard in the Cape that there's some pretty stiff competition. That's at least what Jim told me. So what's it like playing all summer with so many elite players and getting to stay at a host home?
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. My host family was great. They got me right. They're pretty healthy people, so I was eating healthy all summer. So that was amazing. And, competition-wise, I'd say, competition's good. I remember one game I was pitching, Henry Davis was up, and I threw him a sinker. I thought it was a pretty good pitch, and he hit it over a little off the end of the bat, but he got a hit on it, and a run came in. I was like, it wasn't that bad of a pitch.
Bad players don't go play in the Cape, Ava, I'm telling you. Ava, you would have an idea of what the Cape's like if you would have done your homework and watched the movie I told you to.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it. The whole moving thing got me good. I'm on the floor right now. But I'm gonna get there. I promise. It's gonna happen this week.
Because then he could have told you the parts that were true and not true. Because in the movie, they definitely don't party like that in the Cape, but the ball is the same, which is the key part I need you to get.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to watch it.
I mean, I was already ready to give you your next assignment, but, I've decided tonight when I give you homework, I'm not going to give you a movie because you already got a movie. It's going to play off of the trivia I got with him. So make sure you got your notepad with you because you got work to do.
Oh, God. Okay, so last question before I hand you on over to Jim. I know Jim kind of talked about it a little bit, but D1 did a tweet about you, and we ran the clip in the intro of you being absolutely dominant. How good did it feel, and how fun was it to be back on that mound dealing?
Say honestly, the first outing was kind of nerve-wracking, but once I got into it and got into the flow of it with the summer, it was kind of just back to normal. Just another game. So it was just really exciting to get back out there and get used to. I feel normal again now, kind of, if that makes sense in a way.
Well, also you didn't deal with a lot of pitchers we talked to are coming off the UCL tear, right? For you, it's coming off the ACL, so it's a little bit different because you're not worried about that first throw from the arm perspective. that a lot of the guys are like nervous about, kind of, until they get those first throws done.
Yeah.
How much does it affect you, that ACL? Like, when we talk about I wasn't a pitcher, so I don't know. Like, when you talk about coming back from it, like, does it go within the rotation? Is that what makes it hard?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is like coming back. I can only do so much rotation of the knee, like specifically because the ACL and rotating your knee. Like, there was the actual surgery that I had to recover from, like, them cutting me open. Obviously, I had to heal from the scar itself, and then you had to heal from the graft, the patella graft, and then the actual ACL that they reconstructed had to heal too. So it was kind of like a 3-part injury, kind of. But I'd say, like, the only thing that really bothered is getting down the mound, like, because it's my front leg. Mm-hmm. But it's obviously been good. I did a lot of rehab, so I've done a lot of squats and enough work where I don't really have to worry about it when I go out there and play. That was kind of my whole motto during rehab, is like, I want to do enough work so I don't have to worry about it. So, I mean, I haven't felt anything, but it's been smooth sailing so far. But I will say, I did make one PFP in the Cape. I actually surprised myself. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I broke a bat, and it was like a squib in between third and me on the mound. And I fielded it backhanded and, like, threw it to first, kind of sidearm. And I made the play, but it was a little sketchy. But everything felt fine. It was, a little scary in the moment.
Hey, got it done, got through it. Nothing happened. Man, I feel like when we talk about, the overall plan, it didn't go the way it was supposed to. But, man, I think this can end up even better, because you said 2 national championships. I mean, you feel stronger. You could end up submitting yourself not only with that second championship, your leadership skills are up, and then, a high draft pick, if everything goes right. Like, man, I honestly think it's crazy how things work, but it can fall together. But before you get a chance to do all that, before we let you out of here, we got to play a game. For you, it's blind ranking. We change games up all the time, but we've had 14 guests who've been drafted in the top 10 of the MLB draft over the past 3 years. I'm picking 7 of them that you don't know who they are to blind rank them. I will give you them in a specific order, and then you will rank them based upon what you hear, not knowing who's next, where you think they'll go. You understand how it works?
Kind of. I think I got it.
All right. So, first out the gate. So, Dylan Cruz, ranking them 1 through 7. Where do you think he's going to fall on this list?
1 through 7. You've had Skeens. I'll go 2.
Ooh. All right. Chase Burns.
4.
All right. Chase Dolander.
5.
All right. Charlie Condon.
3.
All right. Cade Anderson. Just like that, he regretted 3.
Well, yeah, I kind of want to, like.
That's what makes it fun.
Oh, I guess I'll go. I already did a 4, didn't I? I already did a 4 and a 5.
Yeah. You have to put them on back.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, I guess I'll put him at 6? It's just not right, but.
Well, the next one's not gonna get right. Soon to be AL Rookie of the Year, Nick Kurtz is either number 1 or number 7.
1, I guess.
That means they put Paul Skeens at 7.
No,
That was the setup, and that was on purpose. The best 2 were on the back end. We were good. When you did Dylan Cruz at 2 off the top, I was like, oh, he's already screwed.
I know. I was looking at the list. I was like, man, you put him high.
But he's an LSU guy, and it's Dylan Cruz. I mean, it's Golden Spikes. Where you on here, you have, like I said, they're all top 10 picks, but you have 2 Golden Spikes winners. You have 2 most outstanding players. And then you have who's going to be the National League Pitcher of the Year and the AL Rookie of the Year. It's a tough list to do it. That's why I did it. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be fun. That leads to your homework, Ava. All right.
I'm taking notes. I'm ready.
On this list, Chase Burns and Nick Kurtz played for Wake Forest. All right. Mm-hmm. There was a 3rd Wake Forest player who was also drafted in the top 10 who's been on this show. I want you to find out who he is and who he played for.
Okay.
And then while we're on Wake Forest, I got a dual assignment. All right. LSU knocked out Wake Forest in 2023. They had the home run king. He has the most home runs in ACC history. He's a 4-time guest. I want you to find out who he is.
Okay.
To Wake Forest, you got a Wake Forest assignment.
You give me so many assignments and I haven't even done my first one. I feel like I'm like late on homework already and I'm like trying to catch up.
I'm going to because here's why I'm doing this, Devin. She knows football. She knows football extremely well. I'm going to get her on the right path with baseball.
I'm a football girl through and through. It's going to grow on me. I go to all the baseball games. It's just like not that like deep.
But Devin, I'll tell you, baseball is a stat knowing game. You got to know things. You got to be able to just pull things out.
See, like I've never been a math girl. I've never been a numbers girl. I'm not really,
Do you remember what the heat was when you were in Omaha?
It had to be like 107. It felt like 107. It was hot out there.
Anything, remember that number and drop that stat on people. Say, my first time in Omaha was 107 degrees watching LSU win the national championship.
You could feel it. I was sweating just stepping outside of the hotel. You should remember that.
Since you weren't there, Devin, I'm sure the guys told you. It was so in 2023, a night game wasn't nearly as hot. It felt completely different than in 2025. It felt like we were just glad LSU won so we could go inside in the hotel and the AC. Like it had a different feeling on it. I don't know how to explain it other than I was just dying up there.
I had an extra sting. I feel like I drank more water in the couple of days that I was there than I have like the entire year of living in Baton Rouge. It was ridiculous. Like,
it's been hot everywhere. He's in Arizona right now. I'm sure it ain't been cold there.
Yeah, it has not been cold here. I can tell you that much.
Okay, so Devin, before we close this out, is there anything that you want to plug or promote?
No, not really. I don't really have anything going on right now. But
Oh, hey, Ava, they did announce the fall games that will take place in Biloxi for LSU baseball. I think it's November 8th and 9th. Anyway, they will be playing Sanford, and then Southeastern Louisiana, I believe, is going to come to the box and play. So we got the fall games scheduled.
You're telling me to save the date is what I'm hearing. So it'll be in the calendar.
These are important because this is after they've been scrimmaging all fall, and we get to see the team on display that one last time before they go into Christmas break, know where they're at. So these are important. Some people may not care, but I really care.
Jen cares. Jen cares. Okay, so Devin, we'd like to thank you for joining us. If you like Devin's story and you love the purple and gold, please like and share on Facebook, retweet us on X, like and subscribe on YouTube, and give us a follow on Instagram. We'll be back Wednesday night, but until then, love purple and live gold.